Kamala went on a podcast, remember Call Her Daddy? But she didn't want to go to their studio in LA. So she made the host fly to DC and used campaign cash to build a fake set in a hotel room. She spent more than $100,000 to build it.
While we perform the autopsy on the fetid, rotting corpse that is the Kamala Harris for President campaign, there's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, this went wrong and that went wrong. The tell-alls that are going to come out about this campaign are going to be phenomenal. If you're a political junkie like I am, you're going to love it. While I wait for those books to come out, I'm going to go back and read Shattered. That was the one that was written about the Hillary Clinton campaign, you know, where they reveal that a day after the campaign, Hillary and John Podesta and their campaign manager got together and created the Russian collusion narrative to make an excuse as to why they lost the campaign. Well, they're coming up with something right now, and they'll blame Putin or Trump or China or who knows what. We'll have to wait for the books to come out, but we're already hearing things. We're also seeing some great reporting by the handful of right-of-center journalists in this town. I would just refer to them as journalists who are doing the real work that the liberals aren't doing. And here's one of the best blockbusters.
We learned two things about Kamala this election. She's good at raising money and she's good at blowing it. But money can't buy you elections, especially when you spend it like she did. She raked in more than $1 billion and is somehow now in debt. The Washington Examiner dug through her financial statements and gave us a good clue why. Kamala's campaign was getting whacked like a piñata while DC leeches hoovered up all the cash. She spent over $50 million on payroll. Trump's campaign spent less than 10. Another 12 million went to consultants and 20 million went to their little concerts with Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Christina Aguilera, John Bon Jovi, remember him? They even had to cancel a performance by Alanis Morissette because they were running low on cash. Isn't that ironic? Campaign insiders are mad at the bosses for wasting donor money on concerts instead of ads about, you know, the economy. Quote, they said they were spending to zero. I guess they overshot zero. Ads would have gone a lot further than the pricey celebrity endorsements. One campaign source said people were concerned about their own financial issues, not Oprah telling them America won't exist. But it worked out nicely for Oprah. She got her friend Kamala to pay her $1 million to interview her in September, $1 million. Now, if she thought she was saving democracy, she should have done it for free. Kamala scared donors by calling Trump a dictator, got $1 billion, then just gave it to her friends and blew the rest on being a diva. Kamala went on a podcast, remember Call Her Daddy? But she didn't want to go to their studio in LA. So she made the host fly to DC and used campaign cash to build a fake set in a hotel room. She spent more than $100,000 to build it. That set, see it? 2 chairs, a coffee table, and a bookshelf. That's 6 figures. Now, we looked at the set. We probably could have done it for around $6,000. That's without labor. But where'd the rest of the money go? We don't know. So she's still trying to soak folks for cash. 24 hours after the election, on Wednesday, Democrats got a text from the campaign. Urgent. We need help. Donate now. Help with what? You lost. If this is how she's going to spend her donors' dollars, imagine what she would have done with our taxes.
Yeah, that is the biggest takeaway, too. She was going to fix the economy, and she couldn't even run her own campaign. But something stuck out to me that really, I mean, there's a lot in there, and we're going to unpack quite a bit of it. But you're probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking. $100,000? $100,000 on that set? $100,000 on that set. And I guess that is cheaper, by the way. Oh, that's right. Well, all we know is 6 figures, so a minimum of 100,000, Kevin. It is cheaper than flying to LA, I suppose, with the whole entourage and the military jets and the Secret Service and all that stuff. But that's what you get for $100,000. Can I just tell you something? I mean, you're familiar with this set, right? Wait, why do I need to use a visual aid for this? I could just do this. But I do kind of like the aesthetic. You're familiar with that set. That set right there costs less than $500. And that's not including, no, that is including all the White Claws that I had to buy for Sarah and Tommy to help me put it together. We did it in about 4 hours. It would have been shorter, but Tommy has ADHD and he was all over the place. And again, I mentioned the White Claws. I think he graduated up to just vodka tonics eventually because White Claw just doesn't get it done after a while. $500. $500 for that set. Kevin, what can we do with $100,000?
Oh my gosh,
dude, that would be so awesome. Do you guys like our set, or should we get a bigger set? I would like, you know what I would love? I would love a set where I can do part of my show like this, but then we have like a walking around set where I got a cameraman like follows me around and I play to the camera. All right, we're going to work on that for Larry 2.0 coming up next year because we're going to be reinforced with MAGA energy. All right, I digress. $100,000 for a podcast set. Now, all of this has been revealed because of the great reporting by Gabe Kaminsky, who is a friend of this program. We've interviewed him on this show before. Gabe Kaminsky, who is an investigative journalist for the Washington Examiner and also a product of the National Journalism Center. I sit on the board of that organization. By the way, if you're looking to be a journalist, an investigative journalist, if you're a college student looking for an internship, reach out and we can get you set up with the National Journalism Center through Young America's Foundation, like Gabe Kaminsky did. He did this. Kamala Harris plowed through $1 billion, and how she did it. Well, it didn't take a whole lot. I mean, I love Gabe. He's a great journalist, but he gets a lot of his scoops because he just looks where none of the other journalists are looking. This is all federally reported data. Federal election spending is public information. So he said, hey, how'd she spend the money? The $100,000 was pebbles in comparison to the $1 billion. But yeah, 6 figures on building that set for the Call Her Daddy podcast. Also, the Democrats tried to put $1 billion of lipstick on a pig, said Mike Davis, conservative lawyer and Trump ally. That's a pretty damn good quote. What about that $1 million to Oprah Winfrey? That's got to raise some eyebrows, right? First of all, are you paying celebrities to endorse you? It's like Oprah wouldn't have been there without the $1 million. Also, why does Oprah need $1 million? Isn't she like one of the richest women on the planet? Well, Oprah was in Hawaii, naturally, and TMZ tracked her down.
Hey, Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You're looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true. Okay.
I was paid nothing ever.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
I'm not talking about
Do you think Prince Harry's gonna lose his visa now that Trump's president? Thank you, Oprah.
Good job, TMZ. They're always there, aren't they? Let's break this down, shall we? There's a lot.
Hey, Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You're looking very...
How are you, darling? See, you can say that if you've got an accent. If I said that, how dare you, you sexist pig? But if I just put out I bet this guy isn't even British. That's just how he gets away with it. Hello, darling. Oh, hello. Thank you. Would you like to squeeze my bum?
very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not
All right. First of all, she sounds like she has a British accent when she says not true. Second of all, the question was very specific. Did they pay you $1 million for the endorsement? That might not be true. They didn't pay me for the endorsement. They paid me to appear. But she sort of wiggles out of that too, and we'll get to that in a moment. Also, one other thing, and I hate to be petty because she's a woman of a certain age at this point, but what's the deal with the hunchback? Why is she humped over? Did she just come back from like a 5-mile run? What is happening here? Why is she all stooped over and like hunched? Is she like Igor from Young Frankenstein? Look at how she's walking. I mean, maybe you should just sort of, throw those shoulders back. But now she says she follows up on the not true for $1 million for the endorsement, and she says
true. Okay.
I was paid nothing ever.
What do you?
I was paid nothing, never. I was paid nothing, never. Remember that. That's really it. Also, but one other item, and maybe y'all can help me. Is that an EV? I don't think that's an EV. Is that a Range Rover? Or is that one of those, what do they call them? Rivons? Do you know? I know that this one, I don't know if this is her fleet. That's an EV, right? Isn't that one of those, is it Rivon? Is that how it's pronounced? That's an EV. And maybe this is her fleet, right? Outside where the help parks with the ocean view in Maui. But is that an EV? I don't know if it is or not, and I'd love for you. See, to me, it looks like a Range Rover, but I don't think those are the wheels of a Range Rover. Someone help me out there with slouchy Oprah. Um, I was not paid anything, she says. Well, maybe she wasn't, but Gabe Kaminsky produced the receipts. Literally, this is from the Federal Elections Commission, and Oprah's production company, Harpo, was paid $1 million. Two payments, both made on October 15th for $500,000. It's called event production. So, I mean, maybe she had a more expensive set. Where did that so now you have to peel back the layers. I was never paid anything. Okay, well, your production company was paid. Do you get disbursements from your production company? So the production company pays you. So let's just get the shell game going right here, Oprah, because listen, I know how trustworthy you are and how believable you are. After all, you tell the American people how to vote, and they're going to do what that you tell them to do. You've never been wrong. So the campaign pays Harpo Productions $1 million. Harpo Productions, I'm assuming, pays you something because, homes like that in Maui don't come free. Nor does a really good looking Lululemon workout outfit like that come for free. So the campaign pays Harpo Productions. Harpo Productions pays you something. So I guess that's true. You were not paid by the campaign for your endorsement. The more accurate answer would be, let's just get it straight. My production company was paid $1 million by the Harris campaign. My production company pays me. There was no direct payment made. My production company, by the way, makes millions and millions of dollars from lots of different interests. $1 million from the Harris campaign, that's nothing. Yeah, she won't say anything like that, but that's all true. It would be great if we could actually get the truth from people like this. But it is delicious to see just a week later how they spent their money on all of those concerts that was supposed to make us all feel so excited and wonderful, and none of it worked. In fact, my favorite graphic of the day is this graphic, and take a close look at it because it's not what you think. I know you see that and you immediately see Trump's victory last week, or technically on Saturday when they finally called Arizona for him, right? But that's not what this map is. Do you know what this map is? Let's blow it up so you can really see it. See those blue states? Those aren't Kamala Harris states. Those are Joe Biden states. This is exactly what the map looked like before the debate in mid-June. In mid-June, before the debate between Trump and Biden, this is what the Electoral College map looked like with all the polls trending the way they were. Now, after the debate, we had Virginia in play. We had, I think we had New Mexico in play. We had New Hampshire in play. We even had Minnesota in play. But before the debate, before all the drama, before Kamala Harris, before Brad Summer, before Tim Walz, before Oprah, before Lady Gaga, before Beyonce, even though she didn't sing, before Bruce Springsteen singing like he's constipated on stage, before all of that, before $1 billion was raised and pissed away, this is what the country looked like. And this is how we ended up. In other words, it was all a waste of time. It was all a waste of money. And the only people who end up better today than they were before it all happened, well, are us who voted the way we voted. And I guess Bruce Springsteen and Lizzo. And I suppose Oprah, although she doesn't really need it. Although, honestly, upgrade the workout clothes. I mean, I'm no billionaire, but if I'm going to be out in public, I'm going to throw a little something on that's a little spiffier. Well, it's been 1 week since the election, and for a lot of us who were holding our breath, we can now, we can exhale. Work can finally be done on the major issues this country is facing, and one of the most significant is our national debt. The fact is, the nation is broke, and that debt is a house of cards that can't quickly be dismantled. So the strategy remains the same. Diversify your savings. So many things are out of our control, out of President Trump's control. It's important to have a safe haven for your savings. Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. And the best news is it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. Just text my name, Larry, Larry, to 989898. Get a free info kit on gold. And right now, through Black Friday, through the day after Thanksgiving, you'll receive a free 1-ounce silver eagle for every $5,000 purchase. That's awesome. We're giving you free silver. You're welcome. Diversify your savings with Birch Gold. Text Larry to 989898 and claim your eligibility for free silver today.